We might be on air for more than the next hour and a half because, quite frankly, there is nothing going to happen now, and I'm not even sure. I'm just looking at the...
Well, the update we've had is that the field is definitely delayed, but the track will go ahead as planned.
Wow, even in this? Wow. This is as wet as it was in Helsinki back in 2005. And we had to stop the athletics there. If you were watching, you may remember. The inside lane had around about, well, at least 3 inches of water, and it's similar here. So, the men's discus final has been temporarily aborted. The women's high jump has gone, but we've just heard it there. We are going to go with the 4x4 final. Wow. Cameramen and women are doing an amazing job here. It's absolutely smashing with rain. Rasheen McDonald goes anchor for Jamaica. He was fourth in the individual final. They're dry, but they're under the main stand. Then to Portugal. Second from the inside, a national record to qualify. Colleo, arguably the most experienced of their quartet, he'll go third leg. And now to the United States. A run-off to qualify after they were impeded by the Zambians. Vernon Norwood drafted in. Norwood has never lost a global 4x4 final, 6 in a row. And Rai Benjamin will anchor them home. Benjamin added the world title to his Olympic gold in the 4 hurdles, and he's won his last 2 major relays as well. So United States in 1, Portugal 2, Jamaica 3, Netherlands 4, Botswana 5, Qatar 6, Belgium 7, South Africa 8, Great Britain in lane 9. On paper, this could be a rerun of the United States against Botswana from last year's Olympics. It's an incredible team for the Botswanans, 3 of the 8 who lined up for the individual 4 final. But it's absolutely lashing with rain and anything can happen. The final of the men's 4x400 m relay. While you have to contest our sport in all weathers, and the heavens have opened here in Tokyo for the last full lap race. Epe going really well at the moment. He's closed the gap on Yahya Ibrahim, and Ibrahim made the individual semis. Epe was a finalist. Good running, second from the outside from Live Pillay, who's put Lee Thompson of Great Britain under pressure. And Portugal running well on the inside, dragging Vernon Norwood with him, but look how much water is on lane 1. Norwood's feet will be absolutely soaked as we watch this first changeover. Botswana in front, arguably dead level with the Americans, and they've got Jacori Patterson, who's been running 43 for fun this year, although he didn't get an individual medal.
Jacori Patterson based definitely out to prove a point here. He's got Letsile Tobacco, another athlete that might be disappointed with his performance so far here in Tokyo. It was an advantage for the South Africans in the drier lanes on the outside, but everybody now into lane 1. You can see the athletes choosing to run just off the curb. There's standing water on the inside of the track here. Jacori Patterson in the lead for the Americans at the moment, but he's got Letsile Tobacco, the Olympic 200-meter champion, on his shoulder. Tobacco is finding something here in the last 30 metres. Patterson and Tobacco will change over first, and then it will be the South Africans with Wade van Niekerk. Great changeover for Alexander Doom as well.
The noise in the stadium is deafening. It's pouring with rain, and they're pouring on the pressure down the back straight. That's Van Niekerk up against Doom. Belgium in 4th, South Africa 3rd. The Americans are leading. What a blockbuster anchor leg we'll have. It'll be Rai Benjamin, the 400 hurdles champion, against Kevin Atshipi, the individual 400 winner. Doom's going backwards. Van Niekerk has a little bit of a gap, and he's finishing like a steam train. What a run by the world record holder. McQuaid to Benjamin, Kevin Atshipi, and the South Africans with Nene. It was inevitable battens would fall. It's so wet out there. What a finishing prospect. Kevin Atshipi went 10th on the all-time list with his brilliant run in the final of the 400. Nene is smarting. He was the fastest man in the world this year coming into these World Championships. Benjamin Smashed Varhom and Dos Santos in the 4 hurdles. Can the Botswanans do it? No African nation has ever won this title. And look at Nene. Benjamin's driving for the line. What a finish. They're all closing. The American might be caught. Botswana by a whisker. What a race. What a week it's been in Tokyo. And for the first time in history, it's an African nation on top. In pouring rain, in atrocious conditions, they have risen like gods. What a finish, what a relay. The Botswanans in the crowd are in tears, and their star men are doing a dance of delight in the rain. What a way to seal the first African gold in the men's 4x4. So often, the finish line heroics belong to the Americans, but they were caught on the line. An inspired performance by a brilliant quartet. USA just been given second place by thousandths of a second, and it's a brilliant bronze for South Africa. They haven't been on the podium since 2011, and what a wonderful medal for Wade van Niekerk after coming back from that horrific injury. Many would have walked away from the sport. The Rainbow Nation almost did it. They take the bronze, USA silver. Belgium are stunned, they just missed out. But what a performance by the Botswanans. That was one of the best 4x4s I've ever seen, and they thoroughly deserve to be the champions of the world. Wow!
And trying to get the splits there for each of the athletes. Kevin Achipi is being credited with 44.14, a phenomenal run from him in these conditions. But Kevin Achipi, he almost looked like he was settling for the silver until the South Africans with Tekete Nene came up on his shoulder, and that was enough to give Kevin Achipi the wake-up call to push all the way to the line. Perhaps he was just judging it perfectly, but there you can see Letsile Toboko, 44.04. We knew these men were on for something special. The individual athletes, Epe and Dory, Kevin Achipi, all making the final. But Toboko looked better than he did yesterday, and to overhaul Jacori Patterson, who's run 43 seconds this season, was quite something from Toboko. I don't know, were they miming how high they had to lift their knees to get through the rain? So it was almost that state of affairs on the inside lane there. And the Americans did well. Remember, they had lane one throughout this. So they struggled in qualification. Had to do that rerun this morning as well. So perhaps they had the worst of the conditions, the tightest lane for those first few legs. And Rai Benjamin gave it a real go. It was 44.4 for Rai Benjamin on his closing leg.